Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 157th episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition. Cora's Revenge. I'm going to go around and have my players introduce themselves.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle, also known as Guards the Low. He's a Philodox of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Aruna in the Geta Fenris.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play Mark Guides the Fallen, and he's a Thurge of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hello, my name's Thomas. I play Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Bone Gnawers.
Last time, the packs made their way towards Glacier National Park to speak with a powerful pack of Red Talons about the child, the coming concordant, and making sure that the child lives. Gaia's Inferno went in and spoke of their distrust of the packs and how the Shadow Lords had offered to allow the Red Talons to expand the Impergium back into their territories. Pressed, the packs agreed and gave the addition that for every elder in a sept, they would have to kill another human in the nearby area that they deemed the most worm-tainted, or at least the most vile example of humanity. The packs agreed and began to move back when William's cell phone went off, even though there was no SIM card. The good doctor called and let them know that he is after them now. Angered by calling Appleton upon him, he has sent the police after Eleanor. Desperate to see what has happened, the packs return to Tower Falls and are preparing to return to their home, the Sacred Stone. The moon bridge of Tower Falls shoots off into the heavens and will allow you now to travel to Sacred Stone.
Before we jump on, I'm going to activate my Earring of Truth, since I don't really trust what's going on at home right now.
Makes sense.
Fuck.
Alright, well, Spirit is sleeping still, apparently.
Taking a little nap.
Taking a little nap. As you launch into the heavens and land upon the other side, you are greeted by a wolf. As you see now, as the lights start to dim and you are back in the calm, dim, cloudy light of the umbral day, calls the knight, the gatekeeper, approaches. She looks at you over, nods. As she looks at Cora, and her tail tucks a bit.
What's happened?
As she shifts up into her Hamid form, she shakes her head. There was a police raid at Eleanor's last night. Cora, I am so sorry.
How sorry are you? She's dead sorry, or she's in prison sorry?
They shot her.
Cora is one for eternal hope. Where is she now?
She is...
Hospital or morgue?
She is in the morgue. She is where the two legs keep their dead. Police have acted quickly. Looks like, from initial reports from neighbors, Eleanor had no false fangs upon her. Police opened fire. When I heard from the Hamids, though, police have used some sort of trickery to quell Hamid concerns, human concerns. I'm not quite sure I understand it.
Have any of our other kin's homes been raided?
Not yet. Storm Chaser has been upping security and having Garu keep the houses safe. Moved more into facility that, looks at Zeb, your packmate purchased. Maybe speak with Hamids. They might know more. They speak on things that I don't quite understand.
We appreciate your help, calls the night.
Kyle's going to pull Cora in for a big hug.
Big hugs all around. I guess we should go into the sept now.
Start heading into the sept proper, or you were in the center of the cairn thanks to the moon bridge. As you start to move out, as you see several Garu kind of moving and shuffling about. Upon initial Just like first viewing, you do see Fate Dancer and Howling King, as well as Worm Charmer.
Are they together or
No,
just
they're
around?
around, spread out.
We could speak to Howling King, ask what he thinks happened.
Good an idea as any.
All right, then, yeah, I'm going to approach Howling King.
As he looks over, and he sort of nods. Guards the low, welcome home.
Thank you, Howling King.
Two-Hearts, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you. We met calls the night and she told us a little bit about what was going on. We were wondering if you had any more information.
So, do you get the smell, Zeb, of just the wilderness, the dirt, the hunt? What you'd expect to smell from a Garu.
And then Visions of Duat doesn't reveal anything around him.
No, you don't see any, well, because that just lets you see into the Dark Umbra, right?
Right. Just making sure there isn't a little friend of his hanging out.
So when you look over on the other side, you just see massive windstorms blowing trees that have been broken off.
Right.
Well, yeah, she had probably got some of it. The cops raided her house last night, pretty early on, probably around 5. Court said that she was unarmed when they shot her, but as soon as we figured that out and we grabbed on that and we were going to try and push that narrative to get back at them, the cops leaked, or someone at least leaked, a bunch of pictures of guns, serial numbers filed off, the works. The cops then held a press conference this morning claiming that they didn't leak the pictures, but to clarify, they said that the pictures are legitimate and that none of the guns in Eleanor's house had a serial number, which I think is bullshit, because I know a couple of the guns they showed pictures of, she had registered, which means someone's been doing a little planting, whether it's the cops or someone else, I don't fucking know. Either way, all those illegal guns quashed any sort of pushback we were trying to mount. We tried to get Wall Street Hunter to start an online campaign, and a lot of the pushback now is that woman was a criminal fucker.
The only thing that's going through Cora's mind at the moment is they want a criminal.
Howling King, that problem we talked to you about before, that's who's responsible for this. He copped to it, called us when we were gone.
For something that has such cosmic powers, seems like a pretty mundane way to kill someone.
We made him angry.
Mundane, but close, personally.
He wants to show that he can do a whole lot by doing very little.
I see.
He alleges there's more than one on the inside.
Do you believe that?
I know there were 2. One's gone forever.
Just how much then? Or how many? That's the question. Because if we overshoot this, we're just going to end up with a Tatiana Guts the Weak marching an army and here situation all over again. If we start tearing ourselves apart with conspiracy and distrust.
If you would tell me, Rhea, what did the Silver Fang that came to investigate tell you?
That he thought he recognized Storm Chaser, that he recognized him as a Garu who did come from Vancouver but was not the same Garu. He said that he claimed the name for himself to honor a Garu that he was related to, so that a name and glory that was robbed his family line could have glory again. He also told me that he made very compelling arguments for keeping the child alive, and that the child should not be murdered for paranoid Garu who would use their claws to rend a miracle that Gaia had tried to gift them.
That's the real shit of it, isn't it? He also sent me on a 3-week journey, totally compelled to walk through the real world before I came to my senses and was able to have control of my body again. So, I appreciate his stance for the child, I suppose. I don't know what his goal is.
Neither do I. But I haven't been able to try and pry him away from the kin like I had hoped. He's been leveraging emergency after emergency to ingrain himself in their security, and he has made certain that our protection network might evaporate if he's removed.
Have you spoken to the Council of Elders here?
Not yet. I wanted to try and figure something out, but... And also I had to go and speak to several Silver Fangs. Anyway, try and get a grasp on things, try and see where the tribe is heading. And as the thing is Storm Chaser came in here, created an alliance with leeches to prevent kin from dying, stopped the all-out war, has been instrumental in defending the kin, and unfortunately, even if Fate Dancer is even-keeled and intelligent, all the others on the council only know me as the Garu who was possessed by corruption or a ghost or a curse in my bloodline, as I believe one put it, and who being manipulated almost brought the end of this Karen. So unfortunately, any accusations I bring would need much harder proof for them to be taken seriously or for me not to be viewed with distrust.
It's unfortunate how easily it's forgotten that you weren't the only one who was influenced by Carson.
I'm the only one that they see all the time. The other major one died,
Yes.
you'll recall. So now all their distrust can be placed on one Garu. And some of them weren't here during the Carson incident, so they only get half rumors from across the nation, and then they probably think that the Garu here tried to spin the rosiest version of the story to appeal to them.
When I take your point on the security apparatus here right now and how it's connected to Storm Chaser, we'll be careful. Do we want to move on, y'all?
Yes.
Yes.
Cora,
Yes.
before you go, there's his name as he hands you a little slip of paper. I won't blame you. You do anything as subtly as you need.
I don't think I've ever been one for subtle, but I can give it my best shot. Thank you.
So what's the plan?
My first inclination was we go find Storm Chaser and Cora just beats him to death, but I figured that probably won't work now, given what we've been told, so... I mean, I guess we could still do that, but it wouldn't go well.
Is Storm Chaser here?
Not in the Karen proper. He's probably at the compound right now,
Okay.
given everything you've been told.
Just for clarification's sake, I took that as he gave me the name of the officer that shot Eleanor.
Yep. Officer Fred Keller.
I mean, if none of you guys want to come with me to do this, then I know at least one Garu who will.
I think you should try to get, if somebody paid him or otherwise influenced him to do it, to give up a name.
Yeah, I haven't tried to get information out of anyone before, but I have a feeling I know how it's done.
At the very least, maybe we could get a name. I could try using my gift of dream speak to maybe see if I can gather information that way.
No, do it tonight. Do it tonight before we go. Speak to him in his dreams and warn him a very angry woman with a hammer is going to pay him a fucking visit and make the prophecy come true. And if he doesn't give it up in terror in his dreams, then it'll happen in real life.
I'll make it happen.
Dimitri, I need you to activate Dreamspeak then.
Alright.
If you encounter him, run. Don't talk, run. Alright?
Alright.
We won't let you sleep longer than... Well, we'll keep time. You'll be getting woken up.
I'll see what I can do. I'm gonna use my mulligan and re-roll that.
End up in his dreams. I'm having a nightmare! Blip out. What?
That's much better.
That's significantly better. So 2 successes. So, you enter as you see the man sitting in a talk show going, no, it's... You don't understand. It's just how it is. You learn how the streets work and, he's probably working for the cartel, but, thankfully, the boys in blue in here in Colorado Springs, they know how it is. As you see the guy, an old-time TV stars, it's Devin Knightley going, oh, wow, that's really great, everyone. Really great as the applause starts to go off and the whole band plays. Does anyone else have a question here for the famed hero, Officer Keller?
And Dimitri will raise his hand in the audience as he'll call up. I have a question.
Yes, you, young man in the back. As you see someone run up and hand you a microphone.
And Dimitri will take the microphone and he'll say, "How does it feel to know that you're going to be beat to death with a hammer?"
Is that a threat? As you see him like grabbing for his holster, as he's like, "Oh no!" As
Can I? Is he?
may have come out a little strong on that one.
No, it's not a threat. It's a guarantee.
Security. Guys with like
Dimitri.
black shirts are coming up. Bald, Mr. Cleaned Out.
All right. Dimitri is going to try and climb over the chairs in the audience, kind of hopping from one row to the next.
Okay.
Moving up to get closer to the guy, as he says, "I mean, it's a guarantee unless you tell me who tipped you off."
Who tipped? It was an anonymous police tip.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, it was an anonymous call. We just got dispatched there. Crazy person, as Dimitri.
All right.
Could you give me because you're distracted, I need a
Alright.
Dex Athletics roll, difficulty 8.
All right.
Damn.
As
I said 8, but that's fine. You did.
Oh, whoops, my bad.
But you still got 4 successes, so you jumped out of the way as the security guy jumps at you and you jump out of the way just in time as the crowd starts to scream.
How does it feel knowing that you shot an unarmed woman? You really call yourself a hero in blue after that?
She was running guns. There were guns everywhere, bullets, like that. No normal person has that many unregistered guns. As his voice kind of quivers.
Some of those guns were registered and you know it. I know it.
Most of them weren't.
Most of them, but not all of them.
What if we filed 1 or 2 down? Who the fuck cares? She was still a goddamn criminal. Give it enough time, we'll probably find meth under her fucking floorboards.
Are you looking forward to finding out how your toenails feel being ripped out with a pair of pliers?
Look here, you little son of a bitch, as he grabs Dimitri and he swings. Dimitri, you can dodge. Remember to use Hamid stats. So he decks Dimitri right in the face, picks you up and just BAM! So you do get to soak using your Hamid stamina, because it's bashing in the dream. You soak it, but you get dropped down, pushed back.
You think she didn't have friends, didn't have family?
I heard the press has already tried to contact her family. They'll talk. If they think she's so innocent, let them talk. Let the courts decide. That's what makes this country so fucking great.
Right, crooked courts with crooked cops just like you that will shoot an
Innocent
unarmed
till
person.
proven guilty, as he points to himself.
Could I spend a rage to shift into Krynos?
You can.
All right, and it's willpower to try to speak in English while in Krynos, right?
Yeah, you spend 1 willpower and you can speak in English for the scene.
All right. So Dimitri will shift into Krynos, kind of.
Once you do, all the people start to scream. Everything melts away as he screams, and he seems to go catatonic for a second. And you are still within the dream as he is jolted awake, and you are thrown out of the dream, and you take a point of gnosis damage, and you lose a point of gnosis as you're thrown back in your body as the guy jolts himself awake from the terror of seeing a Krynos and suffering from the delirium in his dreams.
I might have gotten a little too excited and went overboard, but he told me information. He said it was an anonymous tip, and that the police filed down the serial numbers on the registered guns deliberately.
Do we have that gift where we can track somebody?
No pulse of the prey.
No pulse of the prey?
But I mean, you're at the sept, right?
Yeah, someone does.
You could yellow pages him like a normal fucking person.
I could, but also I think it sounds great to go up to town hall and be like, "Hey, Steven, what do you think about going and crushing a police officer to death?
You could do that after looking him up in the yellow pages. There was no step in between there that did not allow for you picking up.
Yeah, the step was, do you have Pulse of the Prey, Stephen? You want to find somebody with me?
Stephen does not. That is a Red Talon and Ragabosh gift.
Oh, is it? Okay, fair enough. All right. Do it the boring way. Yellow pages it is.
All right. So
how many Frank Kellers are there in Colorado Springs?
You figure out which one it is real quick. As you go, you wait a day because you need to get to the library to use the computer. Well, the computer. Yeah. Yellow Pages being all online now. Let's be frank, right? Is you start looking through as you start going through all that, as you do find at least one interesting thing while you're looking him up, because most of the Google searches, of course, bring up,
Yeah.
But you do see that Eleanor's aunt, Sarah Swanbeck, has come out against police, even now with all the picture evidence the day after the news was able to speak to her briefly about it. So you do find his address. Walking, it would be about 3 hours from where you're at, but he's also on administrative leave, so he's got to come home some point.
Yep, I'm down for walking. Is everybody else with me? Like, how are we doing this?
I was going to suggest that Dim go with her, so he sees someone he saw in a dream appear to be that much more disconcerting, and then he takes a hammer to the kneecap.
Fair enough.
Or something.
But yes, I still want to ask Stephen if he would like to come along, because I feel like he would be feel very left out if he wasn't able to at least be asked.
Or if you wanted to have another red star appear in the sky, you could have just asked me.
All right.
If you have the opportunity when you go and murder this man, do move the body to somewhere more worm-tainted, so that maybe the police think it was the cartel.
Fair enough. No, it's a fantastic idea. Blame it on the people who make lots of worm taint.
As Stephen starts cracking his knuckles, going, all right, is this thruple ready to go?
I'm ready.
I've been ready since last night.
Eager beaver, let's go.
All right.
Do you wonder if they charge his house by the hour, or do we get the full night off one price?
I'm sure they'll give a discount.
Oh, man. I didn't know you were so cheap.
Just because he's pretty doesn't mean he's cheap, Steven.
No, you'd think that'd make him more expensive, giving me the old discount, as he just lifts Dimitri up in a Zercher position and just walks like 2 blocks before he puts him back down.
Like, I know the best dumpsters in town, and I'm not pretty, I'm rugged and handsome. And Dimitri will point to his missing eye, or his eye patch.
Fantastic. All right, after about 3 hours, you get to the house, as you see, unfortunately, Cora, his wife and kid there.
I'm pretty sure police officers' families get, like, they get, what is it? When
Do you know about insurance payments
dies.
for being killed in the line of duty?
Yeah, something like that. They get payments.
All right, so he's not there yet. You see that there are 2 spots in the driveway. One is clearly, like, empty.
Mm-hmm.
As you wait around for another 2 hours before he comes back, you see him. He's got some groceries. He walks in, he picks up the kid, spins him around, kisses the wife, all that, laughs, all that kind of thing, and then he goes to sit on his TV, or on his couch to watch TV, as he's watching, reruns of old talk shows.
All right. Need to wait for a time when he's alone.
Okay. So you wait. Another day passes. So you guys are creepily hiding in alleys.
Yes.
Until around noonish, the wife takes the kid. They give Daddy a nice kiss as they get in the car and they start driving off to who knows where.
Perfect. Let's see. It's just like a standalone house, like a one family home.
One family home, little suburb area.
I think you maximize the creepiness by having Dim ring the doorbell. There's a psychological level.
Yeah, but then the neighbors will hear too many screams, right? And then more police are gonna get called, and I don't want that.
You're a strong, independent Garu. You can subdue this man from talking, I feel.
I ring the door. Dim rings the doorbell. He draws him out, and you come in from behind. Whack.
I was thinking. No, hear me out. Dim does ring the doorbell, but Cora is standing on the other side. So when he opens it, sees Dim, Dim moves out of the way, and Cora just pushes him back through the door. I feel like that might work. What do you guys think?
All right. So, meanwhile, during that wait time, Kyle, Zeb, what are you doing while this is all shaken down?
I think we need to go talk to Storm Chaser.
Okay. That is about probably close to a 10-hour walk from probably longer from just walking. 12-hour walk.
Does Mark want to come? And B, we all have low enough rage to just get on a bus, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
All right. So you'll take a bus as far east as it'll take you, and then you still have to hoof it the bus takes about, buses in Colorado Springs got to be worse because it's the World of Darkness, so about 3 hours. 3 hours, which is probably still pretty close to the actual bus schedule here. And then another probably 2 hours of walking. As you finally start getting to the compound, as you see some of the kin, as they nod, they all recognize you. They give you kind of like friendly waves.
Waves all around. I'll ask the first ones who wave at us. Hey, have you seen Alvin?
Oh yeah, he's with some of the kids. He's doing a lesson on religion.
Oh, that's wonderful. This way? Yeah?
Yeah. Yep, you're on the right path.
Thanks. We'll head that way.
You head that way as you head into the house, as you get to like the little off like fourth bedroom in the house that William bought, as you see the kids talking, as you see Storm Chaser giving a lecture using actual world religions but spicing in lessons of the Garu to all the kin children. Just little hints here and there. As he looks up, he looks a bit shocked, but then recomposes himself quickly and gives a wave as he goes, children, the lesson is almost done. Can we get a final say on everything that you've learned? As he points to each and every one of them, as you hear the little children speak out little nuggets and little bits that are clearly Garu legend, but replaced with world religion figures, whether that be Jesus, Muhammad, any of the Vishnu, Buddha, or even Gilgamesh, and using ancient legends like that before they all finally end. He goes, very good. All right, now, I've let you out a bit early. You are free to be in the play yard, but you have to tell your mothers first. Is that understood? As they all say yes in unison. Very good. Remember, we're keeping an eye on you. As they kind of giggle and then leave. Gentlemen.
Alvin, do you have anything to say about Eleanor?
A tragedy. She was able to hold lots of weapons that some of the kin who took up guardian duties used.
Your master is very, very angry.
I have no master.
Well, he's the one responsible for her death, and he's opted to begin to act against us and our kin.
This is my own fault for not pulling you into the fold, even secretly earlier. The plan was to bring him for everything he was worth, and then finally get him when his guard was down. Clearly that is no longer possible.
Is there like a sense deception on him saying something like that fucking crazy?
That'd be perception, empathy, but he is, and it'll be against his
Massive willpower? Okay.
Well, no,
yeah.
not his willpower. He'll do an opposing roll.
Okay. And the opposing
Both.
roll is base?
Yep, both rolls are base.
Okay. Nope.
Sounds like he's telling the truth. But he could be lying. You're not sure. It's really unclear. You're really bad at this. Or at least he's not exuding truthfulness or deception in any kind of capacity.
Right.
Perhaps we've treated you as an enemy when we shouldn't have. Maybe that's the case. We have no way of knowing whether that's true or not at this point. And from the journey you've sent us on, you are hardly our friend.
Correct. You had me killed a second time. You're hardly mine.
And believe me, I'd like to do it again. But this is all to say, we cannot trust that you are actually outside of his influence. And in fact, he knew an awful lot about Eleanor. And that's not to say that you've been feeding him information, because I don't know. And it doesn't really matter, because he's getting it from you or from one of the other Garu, regardless. Because you're not the only one under his influence in our cairn. Because if you are the free mind and spirit you claim to be, do not have everything on him that you think you do. Perhaps he can hear our conversation now through whatever magic he placed on you to bring you back. I do not pretend to know those things. But he is getting the information. We know he has it. He bragged about having it to us. I don't know how to make you see that he probably exerts more control over you than you know. This is our attempt to see if, perhaps you are not a pawn of his, or a willing pawn of his, but you're on his board. Perhaps you're on both.
I didn't enjoy admitting this, but we're all on his board. You think you can see something rip a body out of thin air using circles and weaver things and symbols and just a trickle of blood that wasn't even mine the first time. The second time he did that, and then did more to shape my face, change what my spiritual essence exuded. I know how powerful he is, and I know that he probably is several moves ahead of me even now. But the goal was to catch up, and I was making progress towards that. I may have had to sacrifice other pawns to do it, but the goal was to show that I was a knight and not his. The goal was to put him in checkmate, and now it may be harder to do so.
There have already been others that have visited his office for his services, and they continue to grow. I think we're so far behind we're not running the same race anymore. And what's deeply problematic is I think now that he's angry, all of this is going to come crashing down pretty rapidly. None of us are made to protect these people from him.
Then what do you suggest? That we give up? That I go away? It would take some time to make the network fit under someone else's, and if there are as many infiltrators as you claim, or that you think, we cannot guarantee that it'll go to a better source or a better candidate.
I'm going to give you one on this, Carson. When you came back, you sacrificed yourself as a hero for these people, our people. And when you came back, it's because you wanted to do more. And everyone that said it was worm, right, was it because it was a weak explanation for something they didn't understand. And we all know that now. What's deeply problematic is it doesn't even matter that you're here again now. What matters is, again, we are completely outplayed. And you're right, we can't stop. We can't. It's a fait accompli. The decision's already been made for us. Now we just have to continue to go along with it. What do you want to do in the end? What is your goal? You could have gone home to the ancestral homelands of the Silverfangs. You could have enjoyed the honorable life you deserve for everything you've done. And you would come back now to play a chess game against someone that will likely wipe us off the board, to stand alone, to enjoy what? Ash, when he kills every single last one of us but you?
What makes you think I enjoyed this? I had a burning need to see the end. And the end is here. And if I can stop one worm beast of this power, then my soul can fall into the maw of the worm and be lost for forever.
Is that all that's left to you after all this? Really?
That's all that's left for any of us. What makes you think that if the worm succeeds, there'll be an ancestral homeland for me to enjoy?
Well then tell me this, Mr. Knight. What does it want? What does he, who we shall not name since he probably is listening to this conversation anyway, what does he want?
Power. Pure and simple. Power and to prove something. I don't know what. But he clearly has a goal. He made philosophical arguments. I tended to only engage enough to try and pry out his true purpose, but he's too clever to just say what he wants. He has deep connections to the worm. That's all I can tell you. And you can choose to believe me or not.
It doesn't really matter whether we believe you or not, because like I said, any actions we take have to be completely divorced from you, because we can't trust that he is not watching through you, outside of your will. Obviously, you can't just give up. I understand that. You will continue to take actions as if he cannot see through your eyes. But for similar reasons, any plans we have cannot touch you and cannot be spoken in front of you.
Understood. Meanwhile, back at the house, as Dimitri's like, ooh, ho, 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 pressing the doorbell as it goes off, as the guy goes, oh, fuck, come on, as he gets up and he opens the door, he looks at you, and you see the sudden shock on his face. You, as he starts to try and slam the door. Cora, strength.
Oh, yeah, okay. Diff what?
Diff 5. Door flings open as the guy gets knocked back. He slides back into his chair as the remote tips off the armrest and clunks him in the head as he looks up.
She'll point his hammer at him. If you scream, it will be slower.
As his eyes widen.
Get up.
He shakily gets up like, what?
Dimitri, close the door.
Dimitri's already on it. He's closing the door.
What did my friend say to you in your dream? She says, and she smiles.
He jumps like he's an action movie star towards his TV as he grabs a gun and he turns to shoot at you. It is close enough range to where you can dodge, though. So you do get shot.
That's fine. I've been shot before.
Yep, you just don't get to soak.
That's okay. What am I looking at?
Too lethal. As the gun goes off, shoots, gets a good meaty chunk in Cora's upper pec.
Okay. She will spend a point of rage to instantly turn into Glabro form.
Okay.
And then stalk towards him and pick him up by the neck. I think that sounds like a good idea.
So as he's shaking as he's trying to lift the gun, as he's like,
she just holds his wrist down and squeezes until he drops the gun.
All right, as he drops the gun.
Now she'll set him back on his feet. His hand still on his neck, of course.
I think you want to come with us, right?
What are you?
You want to come with us?
Yeah.
Okay, and then she'll shift back down to Hamid, wrap her arm around his, like they're heading out on a walk, and smile. And they're gonna walk down the street like nothing happened.
All right. And where are you going?
Ooh, what part of town are we in?
You're in, let's see. You're like near South, you're like in the nicer parts of South Nevada area.
Perfect. Okay, so I know this little park, where there's just a lot of drugs and whatnot. There's, it's the park next to the overpass, the highway overpass between Nevada and Tejon. Are we near there?
You are.
Okay, perfect.
As you start heading that way, a man comes out of the alleyway. He's completely albino as he goes, "Hey there, what's with the zero?" As Steven's kind of laughing to himself as he grabs the officer's other arm.
We're going on a park date. Do you want to come with us?
Absolutely.
Super.
I imagine Dimitri's just backing up the rear, being like, I'm having a good time right now. Hang out with my friends.
This is the best.
What a park! I love parks!
I love parks. There's the best garbage cans here.
As you get to the park, you see a couple druggies as they notice the guy and they're like, oh fuck, killer cop, they start moving out.
Killer cop, you repeat yourself, friend.
I didn't.
So, near this park, there is a creek, and it's fairly easy to get down into the creek. There's just like a little fencing that Cora can just tug at and break. You know what I'm talking about. We're going down. You know where I'm talking about. It's all shady and shit. It's great.
As you get him down to your little hiding spot, as he's just like,
yeah.
Who are you?
Your training did you so well, asking the real important questions. Well done. My name's Cora. Your name's Frank, right?
Yes.
Ah, what a great name, Frank. So, this is what we're gonna do. Right now, you're gonna sit down, okay? And then you remember how I changed? I'm gonna do that again, okay? It's gonna be super fun. And then I'm going to hold your hand. Okay? That sounds great, right? And you know what's going to happen after that? You're going to tell me a lot of information. Because if you don't, your hand's going to break. How fun does that sound?
I don't... What do you want to know?
Ugh, again, those great, relevant questions, Frank. So, she's going to change into her Glabro form and hold his hand. I want to know, who tipped you off about Eleanor?
It was an anonymous
Probably you don't remember her name because you just killed her immediately, right?
It was an anonymous tip.
Anonymous. I don't give a fuck whether you believe it was anonymous. Who gave you? Who told you? Was it just the 911 operator that told you to go do this thing?
It was
Did the 911 operator? The chief told you to go shoot her in cold blood, unarmed.
Chief just sent us. We got the pictures, we got the intel. Maybe my finger was a little itchy, that's all.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're a little bitty girl.
Bitty girl with a lot of guns. Doesn't matter how small you are, a bullet's a bullet.
Oh, a bullet's a bullet when it's, not pointed at you, right?
How was I supposed to know? There were piles of guns in those pictures.
Sure, yeah. Yeah. That sounds wonderful. And she'll squeeze his hand. Don't scream. Don't scream. Because that's going to be bad for you, isn't it?
Please,
Yeah. So, just so you know, before you die, she was my cousin. And she didn't do anything wrong. She was a good girl. She was sweet, loving, kind, caring, helped people, helped the homeless, helped the good people of this city. And all you did was follow your orders, right? Just followed orders. And as best as she can in her Glabro form, she'll pout a little bit, like, yeah.
As your teeth are sticking out, as you got like monstrous canines like pushing your teeth or your lips around as you try and pout.
Well, guess what, Frank? I'm gonna do the best thing for this city and not let you kill anybody anymore. Not in cold blood.
Please, I have a wife, I have a child.
Oh, I know. I know you do.
As his eyes widen.
Eleanor had a family. She had an aunt, she had a cousin, she had an uncle who all dearly loved her. I hope that this is as unenjoyable as I can possibly make it. And she will just grab his neck and start squeezing. And then she'll take her hammer and bash him on the head.
And you do, and he just gets brained.
She'll throw him in the creek. And thanks for coming with me, guys.
Yeah.
I think we should go home now.
As Stevens is like, looks at Dimitri, makes the fake mock with a cigarette and goes, was it good for you too?
Dimitri, get in there and get that wallet.
Gonna jump into the water, grab the wallet. Got his wallet!
Fantastic. We could spend his money.
And go out and get some takeout.
Tharsis, let's go.
Go to Burrito Gong, get a Burrito Fiesta package.
Get a wrap crumble grande.
A wrap crumble grande. A 2-layer burrito You can't be 7 layers anymore. Because World of Darkness is worse.
One layer burrito.
As you guys go off and you have your lunch, all that, I'm guessing, meanwhile at the compound then, are you 3 done with your dealings with Storm Chaser? Or what is the plan now?
I think we'll close out with him. All right. Will, Carson, Alvin, whatever. I'd propose this. We'll have a truce where our crusade for you stops. And we need you to protect our friends and our loved ones from the revenge of this thing. Because now he's coming after everyone we know. And we are in much greater danger now. And as you are now key for this protection, and your new tribe is especially good in some of the machinations that might prevent more law enforcement based fatalities and others, we can leave it live for now and maybe try and get more on it, them, him, before he does more terrible things.
Understood. I can accept this agreement, this bargain. I promise that I'll do everything in my power to make sure that your loved ones do not die under my watch.
Out of curiosity, has he ever asked you for anything?
Things here and there, odd things. Drop a stone here, speak to this person, this phrase.
He did similar things with some of the other guru that he's influenced. Probably some part of their strange and odd magics.
You had said circles before. What did you mean by that?
Like circles with symbols in them. They seem to be part of however he performed his miracles.
Were they physical? Drawn in some way?
Some were. Others were etched or embroidered into the tools he was working with. That's all, gentlemen. I'll have one of the kin drive you home.
Thank you for your time, Elder.
But no to the kin. Best to not spend any time with them, unfortunately.
Then perhaps we can call you a cab.
Thank you.
Well, with the cab ride, you're all able to return to the Sept at roughly the same time. It is March the 11th, as Steven has a big grin going, Kyle. I thought you knew how to have a good time, but I was so wrong.
Oh, how quickly you've replaced me. One night
Look,
away, huh?
What? Listen here, Kyle. We are usually scaring cops, or beating them up. All things very fun, but doing all of them and then bashing his brains in and throwing him to a creek and then eating off of his dollar? Kyle, have you truly lived until you've done all that? I don't think I have until yesterday.
Dimitri's gonna stroll in like he's won the lottery, pulls out a $5 bill, hands it to Kyle, and says, Here, kid, don't spend it all in one place.
Oh my. You've all come back so wizened and flush.
I've got a wallet now. I can store all kinds of good stuff in it.
Make sure to take the IDs out, right?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, definitely.
Did you?
I can do it right now.
As Steven just kind of laughs and goes, oh, damn, never change.
No, it was a good night. Had a good time. I think I want to party with these guys more often.
Yeah, bone knows know how to party.
It's true.
Yeah, with my own eyes. I feel like the Get know how to party now.
Steven just kind of goes, getting close, huh? About a month. You guys ready? Not to get all too serious on all ya.
About as ready as we can be. We'll be picking up the kid, probably next. Heading over there.
Alright, well, our little shitbirds are almost ready. A couple of them went through their first change, so
Oh yeah?
just a matter of time.
How are they doing?
About as well adjusted as you'd hope, but more than you'd think. I'm thinking I might try and take them to the green for their rite of passage, only because I think a lot of them will get more benefit out of joining the rabble than most other tribes. Though I know that a few children of Gaia have been eyeballing these kids and thinking that they could use that they're making overtures to make sure that these kids might, might make good symbols that through Gaia, anyone who hasn't danced the spiral can be saved.
I think that could be a good message, but I feel like in the end it should at least be their choice where they end up.
Oh, for sure. I'm just taking them because I think the rabble will be the one that appeals the most to them.
No, that's smart. And doesn't start them off as a symbol instead of a person.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You've turned out to be such a good den father.
You call me that again, I'm gonna have to love Kyle more.
Oh, I'm sorry. What have you been doing if not den fathering?
Just been helping here and there.
If I go up to them and say, "How's den father Stephen been?" What do you think they'll say?
Oh, I know exactly what they'll say. Ow! Not the face!
And not a word against den father, huh?
Oh, shit.
Cora
you
will
guys
give him
got
a hug.
As he gives a hug back as he goes, I know you're all leaving soon. You want to stay one more night? I got something.
Yeah, I'm down. We've talked to everybody that I think we need to talk to, right?
Alright, come this way. Oh, you'll love it. As you start walking up the hill, just outside of the view of the city as you crest over, you get this old burned out stump, pulls out like several bottles of cheap booze, and then pulls out 2 solo cups. And he goes, these are for me and Dim. I turned them into talents for tonight so that they can get us drunk any form for me while you guys can drink straight from the bottle. I ain't worried about your germs. Got him commissioned. The third was not happy with me, but I did do enough to convince him.
You really pulled out the red carpet.
Putting the laughter and manslaughter.
All right. Dimitri, here you go, as he just starts holding the vodka over the cup.
All right. Yeah, Dimitri will take it and just bottoms up.
And Steven does the same. Hands Cora a bottle, hands Mark a bottle, hands Kyle a bottle, hands Zeb a bottle. He's like, I will be sampling from all of yours because I've only got my sippy cup.
So we drink, and we drink,
And you drink.
and we drink.
You're all getting kind of, you're probably like 4 to 7 sheets to the wind by midnight. Wind's blowing in as Steven just goes, I have a question for all of you.
What's that, Steven?
Think we can win?
What are we winning? Right, the Concordant or Ragnarok?
Yeah.
Maybe, and if we get our shit together, yeah.
I think we gotta win.
Hell yeah. Mark knows what's up.
I mean,
Gotta have some hope.
we gotta win. Yeah, man. The hope.
One more plus.
Sure. One more. She'll tipsily pour.
Thank you.
I say yes and yes. I didn't go skinny dipping in the Silver River to fail now.
That's fair.
That was terrible. That sucked so bad.
Awful quiet, Kyle. As he kind of shambles back and forth a little bit to keep his balance.
Yeah. It's harder to think. Words are harder.
Just do what we do. Say the first thing that pops it out. Just say first words in head. Go, Kyle.
I don't want the sept to fall again.
Oh.
I'll think first.
Dedicated to wisdom, even in inebriation. I'm Mark Kyle, best of his people. Your wisdom has been recognized at this very informal moot.
If that counts, I do go up a point, so...
it does not.
Son of a bitch. We might win, if we do everything right. Not us, everyone, together. But I think we can, if they listen.
What about you, beautiful? As he looks over at Zeb.
Zeb, like, awkwardly using his teeth to suck alcohol through his non-lips. Fucking put me on the spot, you fucking ass beaters. I think we survived, man. And we only survived because the best of us are coming up and showing the old fucks what needs to be done. And don't make me make this a fucking downer, man.
Ah, man. No downers here. I'll tell you fucking what. I know that at the end, even if we lose, I'll go down happy. Because I knew all of you. And I'll be standing shoulder to shoulder with all of you, man.
Oh man, don't you start crying. Because I'm going to start crying, man.
No. Oh, shit.
I'll put an arm over kind of over his shoulders and kind of, don't worry, man. We'll be there.
If there's a body of water or even a puddle nearby, Dim is going to dunk his head in and say, I'm not crying, you're crying. And just to cover up his tears.
Oh.
I'd be happy to die next to you, Steven.
And it'd be a good fucking fight, brother.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Love you guys.
We love you too, Steven.
Love you too.
Night passes, and you'll have to go find the child. You've got about just over a month. Who knows where the child is, as you'll still have to reach out to the Grawl and still be stealthful about it. But we will see how all that plays out next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We'll catch you in that next episode. Bye.
Good night. Bye.
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 Bye-bye.